Allow me for a moment to take you back to 2001. You're sitting on the floor listening to the whine of a CRT TV, and you're sitting in wonder as Microsoft's brand new console, the Xbox, has just released. And you're about to play Bungie's new modern shooter, Halo Combat Evolved. You're met with this futuristic alien green and almost nuclear startup sequence. And this is, after all, the console of the future. The kind of thing that makes a kid wonder, what is this science fiction that goes on inside this awesome black box? But that's when you go ahead and pop open that disc tray, and for the first time you launch Halo. That single choir hit from the Gregorian chant, that single sustained note that builds into something ancient and sacred. This is the first time you're introduced to the Halo ring. And it shows you for the first time that this space opera is a little more than just fucking shoot alien. And the main menu, simple as hell. Campaign, multiplayer, settings, and some fucking awesome Xbox demos. That's it. No battle pass, no daily challenges, no notification system, just you, a controller with the worst ergonomics ever fucking made. Fuck the Duke controller, it sucks so bad. I'm all about that S controller supremacy, and if you ain't about S controller, what you know about Mad Cats? I remember the first time setting this all up, and it wasn't just turning on a game, it was kind of like a ritual almost. You had to sit at the right distance because the TV was 27 inches and you couldn't really see shit from the couch. Even if you had like a big rear projection TV, let's say you were big ballin', just ballin' out of fucking control, and you had a 50-inch big ass rear projection fucking box TV, you still couldn't really sit that far because all the controllers were fucking corded. It's not that long. Now, this does have a breakaway on it, so you could put like an extension on it. And what else was nice about the breakaway is when someone tripped on your cord, which is bound to happen, it was a booby trap in the living room. Instead of ripping the console out of the wall, it just ripped your breakaway out. And I did crush a couple of these when I was a kid, so it's not perfect, it's not indestructible, but in terms of corded controllers, this thing was the shit. But once you got the Xbox hooked up and you heard that choir, everything else just disappeared. Homework doesn't exist anymore. The outside world does not exist. It was just me, a giant green man in armor that I did not understand. I think at this point we all just kind of assumed big cyborg, and a ring world that I still don't really comprehend. But here's the thing about Halo Combat Evolved that I don't think gets talked about enough. It's not the 30-second fun loop or the weapon sandbox. All of that does make the game fun, but that's just kind of an autopsy. That's what you say when you explain how the game works. What Halo Combat Evolved actually felt like was being alone. Like, truly alone, in a way games just weren't really doing all that often. The Pillar of Autumn crashes, everyone dies, it's just you and Cortana isn't really a person yet. She's just a voice, like a ghost in your helmet. Now, you're not totally alone. Like, you save Marines pretty much constantly throughout the first half or 3/4 of the campaign. This is true. But especially when you play on harder difficulties like Heroic and Legendary, all the Marines you're saving end up dying pretty much constantly. And especially when you get to parts of like the Truth and Reconciliation and you spend most of it walking through dark purple corridors where everything wants to kill you and all of your Marines just keep dying, it adds to a flavor of just loneliness. And this is one of those games that just fucking oozes ambience. I mean, you're surrounded by the Covenant, and then you have Forerunner structures that are ancient and pretty much incomprehensible to you, and at this point, you're not a hero yet. And the game really lets you kind of stew in that loneliness. The music isn't like bombastic and epic all the time. Most of the time, it's pretty eerie, full of those Gregorian chants that we were talking about, and this like almost African drumming percussion that sounds like a fucking heartbeat. In 343 Guilty Spark, it introduces you to the Flood, this like cosmic horror entity, and they started out by just letting you walk through a swamp alone. There's no enemies for like the first 2 or 3 minutes, just bodies and questions. And you kind of just get this growing sense that something is not good. And that's pretty much the vibe. That's what people mean when they say Halo CE was special. It wasn't just the shooting, it was kind of the silence between the shooting. I honestly think that the atmosphere that this game holds is one of the most important aspects of what makes Halo Halo. So, the Halo campaign evolved remake is coming in like 2 weeks. It's the 12th. I think it drops on the 28th. I'm gonna pre-order it and play it early. I know this sounds fucking groundbreaking, but Halo fan excited about new Halo game. Big fan of that concept. Want more Halo. And I don't really like that they're remaking the same fucking game for a third time, but I'm going to play it because Halo. Me like Halo. And I'm serious. I want more Halo content in 2026. I want a whole brand new community to come in and experience seeing the Flood for the first time. I want to show people why the Silent Cartographer is the best FPS campaign level ever fucking made. And if it takes a Unreal Engine 5 facelift to make that happen, I will accept that. I'm not here to gatekeep Halo from kids who weren't alive when the original Xbox launched. That's kind of loser shit. And I'm not really going to sit here and pretend Halo CE is perfect either. The library exists. I've played the library. The library is a fucking war crime of level design, and I will not defend the library. And if somehow magically the remake makes the library into something that doesn't make me want to cut my wrist and black my eyes, then maybe that's a net win for humanity as a whole. That's a success. But here's exactly where I land. And this isn't a complaint about the remake, this isn't me saying it's gonna be bad, or that Halo Studios is gonna fuck it up. They might. They have a great track record of making awesome games. Every game they've ever made is the best game ever. Right, guys? I genuinely hope it's good, but it's not going to be a replacement for CE, and I hope that they don't anticipate that because it's just not. And it's not because of the graphics, it's not because of the engine, it's not because of any change they could make to the sandbox or the level design or the way Chief moves. It just won't be Halo CE because I'm not fucking 8 years old anymore. The remake can give me 4K textures, it can give me ray trace reflections, and it can give me a version of the library that doesn't make me want to commit a felony against the level designer, but it cannot give me sitting on the floor of my parents' living room in 2001, cross-legged, 2 feet from the fucking TV, holding a controller the size of a fucking Buick LeSabre, and somehow magically bringing my mother and father back together to take turns playing co-op after dinner. You can only play a game for the first time once, and every Halo game after CE has precedence. Halo CE did not have precedence. It wasn't iterating on a formula, it was inventing one. The remake is kind of taking the shell and polishing it until it glows a little bit, and while the shell is important, the shell is what players will actually see, and I want the shell to be beautiful, but the thing that made Halo CE mine isn't the inside game code. It was in the CRT burn-in, it's in the long-ass controller cord, it's in me being a kid who didn't have a mortgage, didn't have deadlines, didn't have to worry about anything. It's my parents being in the next room, still able to sit down and play co-op after we ate, and I feel like patching over that with Unreal Engine 5 is not going to bring me back to those moments. And for me, I don't think CE's getting replaced by this. I think that I'm going to continue playing Combat Evolved on my Xbox downstairs, and I will continue streaming MCC because I like Halo Combat Evolved. I think it fucking rocks. I don't think the remake is Halo Combat Evolved. I think it's its own fucking thing for new people. I don't even necessarily think it's being made for me in particular as a classic fan. So, go watch those streams. It's good for the soul. It's comfy. I know this video is lacking a little bit in the substance department, but it is something that I wanted to talk about in the lead up to the remake coming out. So if you did enjoy this, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, do all that fun shit. Are you gonna play the remake? I Are you in like complete disdain that it's being made at all? Are you sticking with MCC? I'm kind of curious where everyone lands on this because I genuinely do not know how the launch is going to go. I am curious.